We knew so little about the variety store business that we had to take the book that was written by Ben Franklin and apply the principles. But of course, we added on, didn't we? And we started doing strange things like cranking up ice cream machines on the sidewalk on Saturday night, running popcorn on the other end of the sidewalk, hawking anything we could hawk on that looked like it might have a chance to sell wherever.
$572 billion. That's how much revenue Walmart generated in 2021. With over 2 million people working for the company, it is the largest employer in the world and the biggest retailer in terms of sales. But building such an empire was no easy feat. It all started when a poor farmer, who after being told he had no career in the retail business, decided to open his own store. Sam Walton was born on the 28th of March, 1918, in Kingfisher, Oklahoma. His father, Thomas Walton, was a farmer, but the farm wasn't generating enough money to provide for his family. Because of this, the family traveled around the country looking for greener pastures, moving from one state to another until they finally settled in Columbia, Missouri. Around this time, Sam had become a teenager. He helped the family by working a variety of small jobs and watched how his father survived by turning a small profit on each business deal he made. He also watched his mother start up a fairly successful milk business that involved him milking cows and delivering the milk to customers in the neighborhood after his football practice. His parents taught him the value of hard work and also just how much work it took to make a single dollar. But things weren't great at home for Sam. His father, Thomas, was almost never with the family, as he was always on the road trying to make extra money where he could. Because of this, Thomas's relationship with his wife worsened every year. In fact, in his autobiography, Sam described his parents as the two most quarrelsome people to ever live together. To escape the troubles at home, Sam engaged himself in sports, joined the Boy Scouts, and took several leadership roles that kept him busy. Sam graduated from David H. Hickman High School in 1935 and decided to attend the University of Missouri to take his first steps into the business world. While in school, he worked many odd jobs to support himself, including delivering newspapers and waiting tables in exchange for meals. Upon his graduation in the spring of 1940, Sam would get his first taste of the retail industry. He got himself a job as a sales trainee at JCPenney, which back then was just a small shop in Des Moines, Iowa. His starting pay was $75 a week. But this job did not go smoothly for Sam, and he was seen as one of JCPenney's worst employees. One thing counting against him was that his bookkeeping was terrible because he hated making his customers wait while he fussed with paperwork. As a matter of fact, Sam's boss threatened to fire him at one point, and even told him that he had no career in the retail business. The only thing that saved Walton was his gift for salesmanship, which earned him an extra $25 a month in sales commissions. When the Second World War reached America in 1941, Walton was eager to play a role in it. He quit his job the following year and joined the U.S. Army. The Army recognized Sam's natural leadership skills and selected him to become a member of the military's intelligence corps, where he rose to the position of captain. The military stationed Sam in Oklahoma in April of 1942, where he met his future wife, Helen, and after a short period of dating, they got married on Valentine's Day in 1943. By the time the war was over, in 1945, Walton had a wife and child to support, and so he decided to start up his own retail business. With a $20,000 loan from his father-in-law and $5,000 from his own savings, Sam bought a Ben Franklin store in Newport, Arkansas. It's important to note that millions of small stores had failed during the course of the 20th century in America, and when Sam bought this particular store, it was losing a lot of money. Not only did Sam invest in a store that wasn't bringing in much money, but he was also paying far too much for it. The rent for the store was 5% of the sales, and initially, this sounded fine to Walton. But after signing the lease, he discovered that it was the highest rate anybody had ever paid for a variety store business. Despite all of his obstacles, Sam succeeded beyond everyone's expectations. He studied all the typical rules of retail and then broke the ones he thought didn't make sense, which for him was nearly all of them. When Sam bought the Ben Franklin store, he was required to buy all his goods from company outlets, but he knew he could find cheaper merchandise elsewhere. So he found a clause in his contract that allowed him to buy his merchandise from somewhere else, and then he would reduce the cost of his goods way below what other shops were selling them for.